Nashtotar Satis Divine Grace. Abhay Charanaram, the Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai Vishnupada Parasvarajikacharya Shloka is doing the Shim Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Shloka ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki all Vishnu Samantabhasa all Guru Sangha Sangha Shri Guru Shri Guru Prabhupada ki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Jnanamirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuronmritam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamkyam Dadati Shapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Tapadakamalam Sri Guru and Vaishnavansya Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunadanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parajana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakamitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभान सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवसति गौर भक्तवृंद Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Gam Guru Divachalam, Bangam Langa, Ite Grim Yatrupatam, Mundashigranataran, Praman, Namada Sri Chatanishwaram, Namam Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prashtaya, Bhutale Shmite, Bhaktivedanta Swami Tanamani, Namaste Saraswati Deve, Guruvani, Pracharani, Viseshan, Namadi Paschatya, Dishatarene. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 9. Dhruva Maharaj returns home. Dhruva Uvacha Samadhina Naika Bhavin Samadhina Naika Bhavena Yatpadam
Samadhina Naika Bhavena Yatpadam
Vidusananda Daya Urdhvaretasa
Vidusananda
Vidusananda Daya Urdhvaretasa
Vidusananda Vidusananda
Masair Aham Shadpir Amusya Padaya
Materaham Shadviramusya Padayo
Masairaham Shadpiramushya Padaya
Materaham Shadviramusya Padayo
Chayam Upetya Bhagata Pradagmati
Chayam Upenya Pagata Pradamati
Chayam Upetya Bhagata Pradagmati
Chayam Upenya Pagata Pradamati
Dhruvacha Dinanaika Bhavena Yatpadam Vidusanandadaya Urdhvaretasa Masair Aham Shadviramusya Padaya Chayam Upetya Bhagata Pratanmati
Samadhinanaika bhavena yatpadam Sanandadaya Udvaretasa Vairaham Shadviramushya Padayo Amupetya Bhagata Pratanmatihi
Samadhina.
Samadhina.
By practicing yoga in trance.
By practicing yoga in trance. Na.
Never.
Never.
Eka bhavena.
Eka bhavena.
Eka bhavena.
Eka bhavena.
By one birth. Yet.
Yeah.
Which.
Which.
Padam.
Padam.
Position.
Position.
Viduhu.
Viduhu.
Understood.
Understood.
Sananda Adayaha.
Sananda Adaya.
The four brahmacharis headed by Sanandana.
The four brahmacharis headed by Sanandana.
Urdhvareta Saha.
Urdhvareta.
Infallible celibates.
Infallible celebrate.
Mahasaihi.
Mahasaihi.
Within months.
Within months.
Aham.
Aham.
I.
I.
Shaddihi. Six.
Six.
Amashya.
Musha.
Of him.
Of him.
Padayo.
Adyo.
Of the lotus feet.
Of the feet.
Chayam.
Chayam.
Shelter.
Shelter.
Petya.
Vedya.
Achieving.
Achieving.
Apagataha.
Apagataha.
Fell down.
Fell down.
Pratakmati.
Pratakmati.
My mind fixed on things other than the Lord. Translation is doing this with the Sashurabad ki. Dhruva Maharaj thought to himself, to endeavor to be situated in the shade of the lotus feet of the Lord is not an ordinary task. Because even the great brahmacharis headed by Sanandana, who practiced Ashtanga Yoga in trance, attained the shelter of the Lord's lotus feet only after many, many births. Within 6 months, I achieved the same result. Yet, due to my thinking differently from the Lord, I fell down from my position. Purport. In this verse, Dhruva Maharaj himself explains the cause of his moroseness. First, he laments that to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead directly is not easy. Even great saintly persons like the four celebrated brahmacharis headed by Sanandana, Sanaka, Sanatana, and Sanat Kumar practiced the yoga system for many, many births and remained in trance before getting the opportunity to see the Supreme Lord face to face. As far as Dhruva Maharaj was concerned, he saw the Supreme Lord personally after only 6 months of practice in devotional service. He expected, therefore, that as soon as he met the Supreme Lord, the Lord would take him to his abode immediately. Without waiting, Dhruva Maharaj could understand very clearly that the Lord had offered him the rule of the world for 36,000 years because in the beginning he was under the spell of the metal energy and wanted to take revenge against his stepmother and rule over his father's kingdom. Dhruva Maharaj greatly lamented his propensity for ruling the metal world and his revengeful attitude towards other living entities. I neither have any qualification nor do I have any realization. I seek the blessings of practically everyone here so that I can just repeat what I heard in the past. Right. To be a speaker on Srimad Bhagavatam is not an easy task, actually. This is Srimad Bhagavatam that speaks of, that gives love of God, actually. I'm always in Rajagun, Tamagun, what can I speak? So, समाधिनानैक भवेन यत्पदं विदुस्सनन्दादय वर्तुरेतसः मासेरहं षड्भिरमुष्य पादयोस् उपेत्यापगतः प्रतन्वति. So the story goes like this. Dhruva Maharaj, having been afflicted by the sharp words of his stepmother, went to forest, achieved practically something that is unimaginable to achieve easily. He achieved, by the grace of Narada Muni, the darshan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Actually, this verse, so many wonderful things are there. I mean, so many intricate things that we can even actually, we can learn. So Vishnu told him, for one kalpa, you rule this world. Sorry, not one kalpa, one manvantara, 36,000. You rule, and then you'll come back. You'll come back. And he gave him a planet, his own planet. Supreme Lord is telling, hey, this is what you have come here for. This is what I want to give it to you. You do service to Krishna, Krishna immediately reciprocates, with his service. But what are the few things that we can really take into consideration in today's verse? He went to the forest in that fit of anger. He was very hurt. And he was very hurt, and he went to the forest. And the words of stepmother, they're like sharp arrows that pierce his heart. Can you believe? Even doing such a great tapasya as he did, even though he has attained the unattainable, usually, still that he says, couldn't forget that misbehavior. It was there in his heart. So that's why we should, I'm talking to myself actually. Answer is number one. Anudvega karam vakyam satyam prehitam chayat. You should not harshly speak to anybody. What is the problem of this world? Rajoguna and Tamoguna. It's very easy when we listen to Bhagavatam class. Otherwise, it's very easy to be composed during Bhagavatam class. But our learning in Bhagavatam class should prepare us for the next week. Good behavior. If you find it difficult, you should come back in 2-3 days later immediately. Or maybe every day. Because our sadhana in the morning, our 16 rounds and whatever rounds, our attending Bhagavatam class should prepare us to become a better devotee, to be prepared to become a better devotee, better person, Monday to and rest of the week, like a medicine. So that again we come back and top up and fill our, uh, uh, what do you call, basically gain spiritual strength. Whatever is exhausted by mental energy. Mental energy is continuously taking out whatever you have in your heart. Continuously. We are so absorbed in our day-to-day affairs. Even if we, on daily basis, we read Bhagavad Gita, you're not this body. After reading Bhagavad Gita, 15 minutes later, mind says you're this body and we believe it. What a power of Maya. How many of you agree? So, just give me 1 minute. So when Krishna says Mama Maya Durati, what is it telling? Maya Durati. I want to predict something. No, I think it's not. Can somebody turn it on? Champion. Why I want to show this is there is a reason. You all have seen it, but there is a reason why I want to show. Every dot that you see here, every dot that you see here is bigger than sun, at least bigger than Earth. Sorry, not bigger than sun, bigger than Earth. This is only few galaxies. How many galaxies are there like this? Unlimited. How many galaxies are there? Unlimited.
It's
It-
muted, the TV is muted. Do you want sound?
Why? Okay, so you want to provide supply?
Yes, it's muted.
It's happening right now. Can you see the stars? That is one galaxy. And one question is, where is Earth? Where is America? Where is far continents? Where is the devotee is giving you trouble? You know, where is the devotee who is giving you trouble? Where is America? Where is Michigan State? You know? And how many of you woke up 5 hours before, 6 hours before? 6 hours before. That is, time is 8:30 means.
240.
So, what were you 6 hours before? Nothing. Knew nothing. Different people sitting here, we all have different dreams. If you had one, you know, and that's the reality. Why I'm telling this is today morning I was chanting and said, look, this is too much. And yesterday I showed this to students, you know, in that university. I was thinking, look, you don't even, there is no relevance to whatever you're thinking, you know. Couple of hours ago, you're asleep, you know. So I'm trying to push Maya. Maya, at the moment you show Krishna, ting, like it covers like this. Ting. You're chanting, ting, chanting. So, my Lord, Mama Maya, Duratya, my Lord. You know, what is the trick of Maya? Hey, Krishna is one of the devatas, you know. Krishna, you know, is a, what is that? He goes behind girls, you know. So when Maya reduces Krishna's power, you know, and so these are all tricks. Then even we come to bhakti, even if we come to bhakti, uh, we have all these conceptions created by Maya so that we cannot intensely practice what you want to practice. First thing is a doubt. Somewhere some doubt is there. Second thing is a bodily absorption. Third thing is we are very active on the day-to-day affairs, whatever are there. Fourth thing is newspapers and social media is there only to take you away from Krishna. If at all you were very sincere, you know, atibhautika misery. We are not so much affected by atidaivika and sorry, one more is adhyatmika mind. Oof. You know, third one is that most powerful, adhyatmika, misery due to body and mind. You're always in the mental state only. They are like this, they are like this, they are like this, they are like this. That ego keeps on, wherever you are feeling you are getting hurt, then that ego, Prabhu, they are like this, they are like this, they are like this. Prabhu, they are Mataji, they are like this, they are like this. In this, there is no Krishna at all. In while chanting. Bhagavatam is not a time pass story. Dhruva saw Vishnu live. For that matter, we see Radha Gopichanapala live every day. We know they are eating also. But that ego is so powerful. You know? And this Kaliga covered entities we are, covered by Maya. You know? So we are practicing bhakti because intellectually we are convinced this is good for me. This is good for me. So there is no such natural attraction. Like, we don't think really should I take gulab jamun or rasgulla? Or should I skip both? Or take that Kerala sabji only? There is no question of thinking there. So the point is, we need to minute to minute encourage ourselves, go forward, don't worry, perfectly fine. Otherwise, that's why Sangha is very important. Sangha keeps you on the track. Don't come to temple for 3 weeks. See what happens. See what happens. So, Dhruv Maharaj, wow, he saw Vishnu was coming back. He was returning home. Was unhappy. So I saw the before verses and after verses. These are the couple of reasons. One, he didn't forget his stepmother's misbehavior. How can she do this to me, no? ऐसे कैसे कर सकती हो? I'm such a small child. Even after seeing Vishnu also. So then he resolved, I want a planet bigger than my father? No, no. Bigger than grandfather? No, no. Bigger than great-grandfather, Brahma. So they were there in this, So there is a book called IPC, Indian Penal Code. This book has, when a wrong activity is done, what is very important is motive. This guy killed because of anger, or it is a pre-planned murder. If it's pre-planned, judge gives severe sentence. In the fit of anger he has done it, that's a different thing. But there's a pre-planned means it's called cold-blooded. It's very, very calculatedly planned. So anyway, the point of, let us not deviate. The motive is important. What was his motive when he came to Mathwan? Not pure devotional service. Seeing that agitated state, his Guru Maharaj said, my son, you just go home. These are common, That he was telling to test him, but Dhruv Maharaj is telling, my Guru Maharaj told me, I didn't follow. His moroseness, another reason is not following Narada Muni's instruction. That's what he's thinking. And second thing, when I saw Vishnu, I did not demand liberation from this world. It's in my mind, those things are there. So, in future, Krishna comes before you. Krishna will not give you what you ask for extempore, but what is there in your mind, you will fulfill. Very interesting point, right? So somebody got to do it, I let my Lord, you give me this, give me this. First thing is, are you qualified or not? Second thing he'll see, do you have a genuine desire or not? I want to understand. So, is your desire genuine or not? And whatever you're asking for, do you have the qualification to retain that? Then, especially Krishna will not give you when you are not qualified. Sometimes people think in preaching. When you're not qualified, Krishna will not give. He will not put entrust this many people under your care when you don't have caliber. There is one word daksha. So the Krishna says in 12th chapter, Samosatrocha mitracha manapamana, that verse is there. There that word daksha comes. Are you capable or not? Ant says, my lord, make me king of elephants. Krishna will never make the ant king of elephants. Ant cannot handle it. So, and he was sad because he had material demands in his mind when he saw Vishnu. He has material demands. These demands are material. Bhukti mukti siddhi kami, bhukti siddhi sakala shanta, Krishna bhakta nishkama atayeva shanta. A person, a karmi, is always dissatisfied. Why? I have all these things. Nature of the mind, trick of the mind, it will not show you what you have. It will always show what you are longing for and keeps you unhappy. So what's the moral of the story? Moral of the story is, as long as you have desires which are not Krishna conscious, within brackets with quotations, you are unhappy. It means if devotees practicing seriously bhakti are unhappy, I don't need to speak about the musks and melons. They are also unhappy. Means don't try to become like that. Don't try to become like that. Because a material devotee practicing bhakti with material motives is mixed bhakti. It is a mixed bhakti, he'll never be happy. Bhakti of Rudrasur is a pure bhakti. Bhakti of Indra is mixed bhakti. Indra continued in the cycle of birth and death. Rudrasur went back to God. So, he was lamenting, Krishna Bhakta Nishkama means no desire, then only you'll be peaceful. If you are not Nishkama, even if you are very advanced, what is that? Senior, so you'll not be happy. And he said, he was thinking about himself, I prayed for material things which are perishable. What is the use? I asked for things that are perishable. I should not have done that. That is Supreme Lord who can end the cycle of birth and there and then. But I asked for the broken husks of rice. Could have given me something else. One day Prabhupada says, one lady, she went to the forest and the problem is we all have to certain amount of greed. Everyone has it. We eat little more. We sleep little more. We earn little more. So this lady, what she did, she collected a lot of firewood. But then there's a problem. Someone has to put it on the head. Krishna, my Lord, Haribol. She cried such a helpless way. Krishna came. What do you want? Can you put this bundle on my head?
Haribol.
I said, that's what you want. You put the bundle and it disappeared. Krishna says, I have come to reduce the burden. You're asking me to put it on your head. Hare Krishna. As long as we have, I heard this story somewhere, two people were talking. They were talking, So interestingly, Krishna was in the tree. This, what do you call the sticks? Krishna put that stick in the pot, He drank all the milk. When he drank all the milk, the heat became light. The weight of the pot of milk became light. And then who is there? So as long as you are burdened with metal things, you cannot get Krishna. But when you once material burdens are reduced, then you will get Krishna. It was actually night. I was telling this in the student university. When you're in 20s, my Lord, I want only one job. One job, please, one job. 7 years later, one job will come. I want only one spouse. Good spouse. Please, good spouse. But Maya is that type of thing. Retain this job also. Good spouse. Retain this job. Good spouse. Retain this job. Good spouse. Finally, a spouse comes. Then what? Then by the time you're already 35. You know, I don't know. 1 or 2 children. You know, children, please, children. By the way, retain the job and spouse. I don't ask for anything, only this. You know, earlier, you are very peaceful. You give me this. Nowadays, you're not even chanting. What can I do? I asked all these things you gave me. I don't have time to address all these things. So, and after that, my Lord, please take care of my children only. Nothing else. Your consciousness goes up there to them only. Earlier job, then spouse, then children. It'll go for the next. And once 50s, my Lord, take care of my health, please. Please. And children. Because these things are going on. But these things also, if you take care of them nicely. Atmaja Sudagara Pasudra Bandusara Raja Viglanacham Virudam Mamatam Jahao. So when he heard he was cursed to die in 7 days, but of course, still you pray to Krishna. Krishna, no problem. Krishna is very merciful. He gave a right time renunciation. He gives that. Janetyasu Vairagyam Jnanam. So don't worry. You praying like this is not wrong. But of course, it's not pure devotion service. So when Parikshit Maharaj prayed like that, when he heard, because he led a life of bhakti to Krishna, immediately Vairagya came into his heart. There and then. He didn't even look back. He walked out. Otherwise, to write the will, you take 7 days. Kya likhu? And consultation meetings, 7 days over only. Not for him, not like that. So, I prayed for material things which are perishable. I should have asked this. Actually, Krishna tests you. Maharaj, Krishna appeared before Muchukunda. Maharaj Muchukunda. So what do you want? As Muchukunda prayers are there. Very nice prayers. I don't want anything, my Lord. Please ask, no problem. No, I don't want anything. Very good. Your mind is very peaceful now. So I award you pure devil service. And next lifetime you'll become a Brahmin. And but right now you kill so many animals, do tapasya. But next lifetime, Krishna extended one more lifetime for Maharaj Muchukunda. This lifetime you're a Kshatriya, next lifetime you'll become a Brahmana. And you'll continue this pure bhakti. Krishna discipline. So, but Krishna knows what is best for us. So Maharaj, you rule this kingdom for 36,000 years. But the moment Dhruva saw him, he realized the moment he put the conch shell, what this material world nonsense. My Lord, take me back to Godhead. Lord doesn't, he's not looking at your face, he's looking at your mind. Okay, you came for this? You want a planet bigger than Brahma? Granted, sir. 36,000 years, no old age, no disease, no death. You roll it. Then you come back. and take charge of Dhruvaloka. But Dhruva Maharaj in his humility is thinking, I could not follow the instructions, sorry, one more thing. I could not follow the instructions of my Guru Maharaj Narad Muni. He told me this, but I didn't follow him. And even though I came to forest, I saw my stepmother and my brother as enemies. What is nonsense mind? Krishna can cut off the links of the secular, what is it? Bhavaroga. He can end it in 1 second. But what I did, I prayed for a broken piece of glass. So there Maitreya tells, pure devotees will not ask any material things. They have no substance. Pure devotees will not ask any material things. So what is that? Actually, the transition of mind, it takes very long time. The transformation of the mind takes very long time. Honestly speaking, you come to ISKCON, in 3 years you'll pick up the philosophy. If you attend Bhagavatam class and read books, in 3 years you can get the gist of everything. That too, the temple has, like in India, so many temples have so many brahmacharis. Everyone contributes. If you attend Bhagavatam class for 1 year, you'll get everything. Are you liberated? I don't know whether I should have tell this. One brahmachari was giving class. Saffron clad brahmachari in Chowpatty. There was nobody. Not many people. 4 o'clock evening. Not many people actually. He finished the class, he was going down the steps. As well as Radhana Swami was also coming from his room. He looked at him and said, nice class you gave. So means he was listening to the class in his room. So this brahmachari became proud. So he told him, nice class you gave, and he went forward. He walked. Maharaj left. As well as Radhana Swami. And this brahmachari, he heard my class and he appreciated my class. He became proud. Then he came back. 10 minutes, he walked only 10-15 feet. He came back and said, everyone gives nice classes. Not the me. And he left. So there and then, he was humbled. So he already got my signal, whatever he relayed, I became proud. And to cut it off, he came back and told me this. This Ramazan was a very humble action. So, why I'm telling this is, Dhruva is telling to see the Lord is not easy. Actually, what Dhruva is not simple. Sanak Sanandan, Sanatan, Sanat Kumar, they did tapasya for births. So many births. Then, after entering into Brahman, eventually they happened to see the Lord of Vaikuntha. But in my case, 6 months. But what is the problem? My mind is not purified. My mind is not purified. Because of that, mind is not purified. That's why instead of sending me back to Godhead, what he did, he's telling me stay for some more time. You stay for some more time. Actually, that's why Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mahaprabhura Bhaktaganera Vairagya Pradhan, Mahaprabhura Bhaktagane Nitya Siddha Kurimane. So Lord Chaitanya says they're all the stories, they don't like, there's not so much masala in the stories actually. Do you see? You don't see so much masala actually. What is there in that Gola Sridhar. What a personality of Gola Sridhar. Lord Chaitanya is telling Sridhar, come back. Sorry, no, you want me to, I can make you equal to Kubera. I can give you Ashtasiddhis. I can give you a planet. Or you come back to Godhead. You just come back, Vaikuntha. My Lord, don't be so agitated. So, my Lord, don't be so agitated. And then he makes a statement. What is that? A king lives in the palace, enjoying all the royal pleasures, and a bird lives in the nest, eating with his family. For both of them, time is moving alike. For both of them, time is running out. They don't see that. I'm very happy, my Lord, wherever I am. I'm just paraphrasing. You know? So the point is, as long as the uncontrolled minds are there, people are not happy. So, what is that? What is Suklamar Brahmachari's renunciation? He would just go and beg, and people would give him broken piece of this, what do you call? Poha, chipped rice. He would mix that with water. The chipped rice, one problem with not problem. Advantage, chipped rice is not spoiled. After 3 months also, you can just mix with water and eat it. That's what yogis do that. And when you go for begging, what people donate? Not paneer sabji, rasgulla, gulab jamun. They don't even do, donate nice rice. They donate cheap rice. And you go 10 homes, you get 10 different varieties of rice. Means you need to have very, 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 you need to have good control on your mind. You depend on Krishna, whatever comes, you accept it. But Lord Chaitanya would go to Suklamar Brahmachari's home regularly. Wow. Nobody considers, nobody goes to anybody's home, especially if he is a beggar. Lord Chaitanya revealed his mind to devotees after returning from Gaya to, Sadashiv, Sriman Pandit, in the home of Suklamar Brahmachari. So that's why Gaudiya Vaishnavism, we don't focus on liberation. We focus on love of God. Because if you practice bhakti, you're liberated today. Like, that yesterday night I was telling, the coconut, dry coconut. You shake it like this, the outside becomes brown, but inside kernel, the pulp is separate from the kernel. You shake it like this, it shakes. Likewise, the ego, what is that? If you perform bhakti yoga sincerely, slowly, without our knowledge, we are getting separate from ego. All this bondage, with which we are attached to. Tivrena bhakti yogena. That's why one has to perform tivrena bhakti yogena. If you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, actually I'll tell you, what is the way to, this is what I concluded, I told this before also. One way only we can make exit. Intense bhakti only you can come out of this. I have a request for all of you. Why I showed that video? To make you understand, hey, you see this, you remember this video before chanting. All whatever you think of, they appear useless. Why? Earth is not visible. Then what is my role? 10 power minus 40 for the here. Because when we are in the grip of mind, Maya, the surroundings appear very relevant. They are very important, which is not. But if you focus on Krishna, that's why it is said, when Krishna appears in your heart for 1 second, nothing in this world you can equate with that. 1 second Krishna appears and your hair stand on end. You become blissful. Wow. For what that 1 second you become free or free from the mind and intelligence. Haribol. That is pure bhakti. Can you believe? Kailash is practicing that bhakti, where he's seeing continuously. He was blissful. He was experiencing that soul happiness, interacting with the Krishna. So, my Lord, why are you? He's experiencing what is experienced by liberated souls in the spiritual world. Then why do you need? As long as our mind is in mode of ignorance and passion, it keeps on generating desires. For sure. Only in sattva, only in the mode of sattva, it will generate sattva desires. The problem is sattva is not pure in this material world. It is always contaminated with the raja and tamo. That's why when we weekend, we should run to take the association. And middle of the week, we should create that type of environment in our home. We should make home the temple. Because at home there is a continuous ignition of raja and tamagun. You're dissatisfied. For that to happen, you need to exhibit a behavior and train other persons with your behavior. Family members. How many friends? Otherwise, you did like this to me, you did like this to me. Otherwise, it's never ending actually. So, and again, bhakti, sometimes people think, I should become a preacher. Nowadays, that's what people are doing. They let me learn 2 kirtans and that's it. No, I can become famous. No. Jahanu Mata was cooking for people. She didn't do Herculean tasks. You have that ability, you can do that, great. Do whatever you're good at. Then you'll get Krishna's grace. But do it that for the pleasure of Krishna. Then you'll not be dissatisfied. So, and another point is, if Maharaj Dhruva, after seeing the Lord, is dissatisfied because his mind is filled with impurities, what is that we are? So rather than nourishing the desires that are obstacles, speed breakers to Krishna consciousness, we should pray, my Lord, remove. Please remove. Oh Harinam, please remove. These desires are separating me from you. And like the waves of the ocean, they're coming again and again and again. And by pouring milk to them, I'm nourishing them. What is the end result? Why my chanting is not good? Whatever you meditate to throughout the day, while chanting, they'll come back only. This. 14th round also same desires only. And on top of it, we know how to execute that. Now we have 2 hours time also to meditate on that. Arrange. So overnight they don't go away. So unwanted guest, unwanted thought, don't feed them, they will go away. Unwanted guests and unwanted thoughts, don't feed them, then they'll go away. But what is the beauty with Maharaj Dhruva? My Lord, Karishye Vachanantava. I will do whatever you told me to do. I will rule for 36,000 years. Then I'll come back. That for a pure devotee who is, longing, Lord says, you can come after 36,000 years. Vedavati came as Maya Sita and she was in that role and she tolerated all the temptations. And now Vedavati is walking towards Ram, only 6 feet distance. Ram said, She was very happy. Now I'm going to reunite with you. Agni Pariksha means not now. You go down next lifetime. Very interesting. So she be this much close to attaining the Lord, 6 feet distance. She went down. Next lifetime we'll meet again. We all should know we are dealing that Supreme Lord. Recently understood. I cannot. The easiest thing for me is to give classes. What is the most difficult? Anything you think before you interpret Krishna already. I know your thoughts. पकड़ा गया आपने. But what is the beauty with Krishna? He's the kindest man. I have no problem. Still I love you. Krishna says, still I love you. You know, I really appreciate. If Krishna comes in, Krishna will glorify also, ignoring all the things. Krishna will not, if Krishna prints all our thoughts of billion lifetimes and gives it, Krishna should not look at us. But he's such a kindest man. I said, no problem. His love, he doesn't care about our impurities. Hey, today you chanted 16 notes. Great. Amazing. Fantastic. You're falling asleep, but still you resisted. Amazing. Continue, continue. You're coming so soon. I'm with you. Honestly speaking, Lord Chaitanya's grace, Radharani's grace, Krishna's grace, Nityananda Prabhu's grace, Srila Prabhupada's grace. Because we have their grace, we are surviving. They ignore all our mistakes all the time and they allow us to continue bhakti. That is the biggest mercy actually. Any question or comment? These are my few thoughts. Please forgive me if I spoken anything wrong. Grateful for your patient audience. Anyone must? Yes, sir.
Puji, thank you so much. We've been hearing classes, and this point has been, shared again and again. How important it is to, purify the mind, because even by Bhagavan Vishnu's conch touching the forehead of Dhruva Maharaj, Lord Bhagavan Vishnu understood that the mind is not pure, or it couldn't purify the desires. Or why the 36,000 years was the old age is because it was not settled, right? The scores were not settled. For some reason, Lord Vishnu thought that he requires this time to be eligible to come back, or it was just Lord Vishnu's desire for him to enjoy because he really wanted that desire to be fulfilled in the beginning.
Lord Vishnu wanted, he was also looking for somebody who can rule the world nicely. He was looking for the right person. When your son is capable, what you will do? Instead of giving the business at the age of 70, you'll give at the age of 50 only. So, Maharaj is a very capable person. That's it. So you're practicing pure devotion. This is Dhruva Maharaj's interpretation. From Lord's side, you're practicing bhakti, so you're already liberated. Doesn't matter you're here or there. So you do my job of ruling the world. Honestly, one time I heard the top level that is always that seats are vacant. You can get a software engineer, software consultant, but to get a CEO is not easy. So when you find a qualified person, the moment Hiranyakashipu was killed, Prahlad was 5. He was made king also there and then. Immediately coronation, same day. Not like 12 days, that Saucham period, nothing else. There and then he was coronated. Means there is so much need, so many need. Because he shook up Hiranyakashipu, he shook up all the planets. Now someone has to bring peace. Prahlad became. Lord is said, Maharaj, you address, you settle, you bring peace. So likewise, when Lord found, he's a Kshatriya by birth. Now you have done a lot of sadhana, full sense control. Wow, it takes millions of lifetimes to control you in 6 months. You did it. Congratulations. But now utilize that energy in the service of the mankind. You know. So one thing you should know, after putting the conch shell, this is his lamentation before, how he is purified. And his humility is thinking like that, actually. There is one more point I forgot to mention. These devatas, he finds fault with devatas, actually. These devatas, uh, you all know, right? All the limbs are controlled by devatas. So, I am an insignificant human being. They are on the higher realms. Purposefully, they did not, it's coming in the next verse. Purposefully, they did not, they retained that impurity in me. That's why Supreme Lord abhorred this. They don't want me to go back to Godhead immediately. There is a 34th verse. Today we are in 30. So that's why, anybody does a lot of tapasya, Indra sends one Rambhavarsi man. Okay. Sometimes we may be thinking, I am doing tapasya for 20 years, 30 years. No, we don't see any human coming like that. No, they are also there. They are at the level of mind. But for us, we don't need that type of people to fall down. We need small, small things only. Tiny, tiny things. Oh, yesterday your job failed in the production. 16 rounds you're thinking of software only. Or your child is going to university. Arey, what will happen now? Like 16 rounds you'll think of them only. So that is our Manaka, our Rambhavarus. So he finds fault with that, intolerant demigods dissipated my intelligence, he says. That is the word that's used in Bhagavatam. Anyway, I want to add those lines in Bhagavatam. Answer is, the moment Lord put the conch shell, he became purified. But Lord also abhorred, you do this for me, then you come back. And humility is thinking like that. That's my interpretation. Anyone wants to add anything? Add anything?
I have a question.
Shamshur, want to add anything?
Thank you so much for a very thought-provoking class. He actually was praying without chanting the mantra of Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. It is directing to Krishna, right?
Mhm.
But Vishnu appeared to him. It appears that, he did not, sorry to ask this. His goal was to chant the mantra given by his guru, and he did exactly that, praying to Krishna Vasudeva. But Vishnu appeared. We don't see that he's getting Krishna Bhakti.
Okay. It's a technical question, Interesting, I'll add my few lines. Krishna and Vishnu, one is not different, no doubt.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Sorry, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, can you please repeat the question, Prabhuji?
The question is this. He's telling Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So he is praying to Krishna. He went to Madhuvan, and Vishnu appeared. How is it so? I want others to definitely, thing is, Vishnu is only Krishna's expansion, Um, and Dhruva Maharaj, what is that? One time I was telling this. What is that? Very specific, you have that prema bhakti you have attained. Krishna only gives that prema bhakti, pure prema bhakti, vraja bhakti. Dhruva Maharaj also, if you see nectar of devotion, Rupa Goswami, what is that? The four things. He went with a motive, and his mind was filled with, but of course, What is it? 4 things. Chaturvida Bhajanta Vanjana. Artho Jignasura Ardharthi Jnani. So he was an Ardharthi. But he meditated on the super soul also. Actually, I have to go back and read exactly, Super soul is actually the 400 Vishnu, So, because it's 400 Vishnu, he meditated on super soul. He was actually meditating he was looking inside. And because with this mechanical meditative process, he stopped the air. Then all the demigods, it became difficult. They approached Lord. Vishnu is, of course, maintainer of this world. Then he said, okay, don't worry. He's seeing me. That's why Vishnu appeared. That is my answer. One more point I want to add. Tulsi did tapasya for somewhere yesterday I was reading, Srinathan Prabhu says 24,000 years. Somewhere I read 40,000 years. But then Tulsi, what happens is she wanted in specific, because she's married to Jalandhar and but her target was always Krishna actually. But if you see that story, Vishnu only comes actually. So the point I'm trying to make is if you attain the grace of Vrajavasis and that particular thing, Lord Chaitanya is the one who has given that entrance. Otherwise, it's not. My experience, my understanding. Somebody can correct. If you very specific. That's why Lord Chaitanya or that they gave entrance to Lokuran. They plundered that love of God and they distributed it. Panchatattva. But of course, Tulsi is actually, somewhere I read, Vishnu appears, that Saligram then curse and all. But she was always meditating. She is from Golok Vrindavan. And what is that? She's from the Devi actually, So though the Saligram that leaves are kept on the Saligram, which is Vishnu. But Vrinda Devi is actually, what is that, in Vrindavan with Krishna actually. So others can add. Anyone else add? That brand,
But it's very convincing, Prabhuji. Thank you.
I can tell one more thing.
Yes.
If you see the first page of Bhagavatam, for cover page, in Vaikuntha planets also there is Krishna. There is Krishna planet also. Just go and see it, So, actually what is Vraja Bhakti is a very specific. The entire thing is called Vaikuntha. But in that, Golok Vrindavan means those words that Vraja Bhakti, Prema Bhakti. Those who have this Raga Bhakti, they are only allowed. That's why Narottam Thakur says, if you worship other incarnations, then our nectar of devotion, Prabhu Goswami says, the paths are different, For example, Vaidhi sadhana leads to Dwaraka and Vaikuntha. Raganuga only leads to Raj. Raga sadhana bhakti only leads to Braj. But why this sadhana always leads to Vaikuntha and Dwarka. This is very specific. This is mentioned in Nectar Devotion. Right? So, actually, that's why Prabhupada came to give the highest thing to the lowest people. Other than you want to add anything? Want to add anything?
One class of Maheshwar Maharaj and Vrindavan on this topic. He mentioned that be very careful of material desires because if you have the material desires and later on you get purified also. You have a risk of Krishna fulfilling it.
So, there is one devotee, he quoted saying Chaitanya Charitamrita New Vrindavan. That's why devotees should say, my Lord, I am very happy with taking Charanamrita. Whatever the desires I had in the past, don't fulfill them. I am very happy taking Charanamrita. He said this is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita. I don't know if it's there, but he quoted that. Any other question or comment? All right. Anyone wants to add anything? All right. Online?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful answer.
Future spiritual goals in also material, correct?
Having material desires for future?
Like want to and do some plans to do some spiritual activities.
That is not material. Anything you want to do for Grihasthas, you need to have planning. Why not? So that's why I said motive. What is your motive? Bhakti. So if it's pure bhakti, best. In fact, even if your desires, Krishna will purify. Because these are all very advanced topics, let me tell you. And somebody is listening, speaking is very easy actually. So why not? Grihastha should plan nicely. If you are a Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj level, that is different. So nobody is on that level anyway. So, Krishna has given you intelligence, plan. Just add Krishna to your life. But as much as possible, we should not hanker for those desires that are detrimental to bhakti. That will delay our going back to God. And very thing, Srila Prabhupada, as magnanimous Lord Chaitanya came to take everyone back to Godhead. So, to the best of the ability, one's ability possible, we should try to sincerely practice bhakti. And as much as possible, not encourage and endeavor for material things, which are detrimental. Sorry.
Oh.
Right. So you mentioned mention of heart, bhakti, mind takes time. But some devotees, they jump very fast. They take up bhakti very fast. In some devotees, it takes a lot of years. So does this mean that mind travels after the death, and because of the conditioning of the previous life, it takes time?
True. Actually, Saraswati Thakur spoke on this. One is a past conditioning, or in this life, present life also conditioning. That is one thing. Second thing is, Saraswati Thakur always told this story. What is that story? The marriage party and boat, that boat, marriage party traveling in the boat. So they are traveling, but the boatman forgot to remove the anchor. The boat is going. It's going and coming back, going and coming back. But they're so busy talking, they didn't realize the anchor is not removed. So likewise, honestly speaking, sometimes I think, like, "Arey, this my conditioning is so deep. I used to think, I still think. So, the many times I mentioned, when the pot is so much burnt, there will be a thick layer. It becomes an integral part of the pot. You have to really scrub. So, to the extent we have attachments that are anchored to the earth, we may be traveling on the boat, but the anchor is not removed. So, other people, though they are younger than us, but they just came. Previous life itself, they have a lot of accumulation of bhakti. This lifetime is zup, Brahmana is in mode of goodness. Kshatriyas, Rajavana. Vaishya, Rajavan, Tamo. Shudra, Tamo. So they may be in the same class. But Brahmana will make a lot of progress because they're already situated in Sattva. If all these four people practice sincerely, and to the extent we have attachments to this world that are actually not Krishna conscious, there we are anchored to the ground. And second thing is, I'm honest, this mind purification doesn't happen in 1 year. Some of us remember, right? Whatever you have done at the age of 10, you'll remember that impurity. 5 means it is there. Unless you are fully purified, that is not removed. Going through one time, he made a statement. Person who wants to purify himself, the person who wants to be pure, he has to go through this suffering rest of the life. The wrong things they did. Because Krishna will not remove it. It's removed, but it's bundled and kept in one corner. Whenever you become proud, Krishna shows. What about this? Of course. You're humbled. That price one sadhak has to pay, he said on lecture. So simple thing is, don't worry. Conditioning is there. We have made the decision. We jumped into the waters. We have gone very far. Just continue. Very soon we'll attain Krishna's grace. Rather than being worried. What will happen? What will happen? We talked about mind. I'll say 3 points. First thing, don't go in the past. Don't reminisce the past unless it's very guru or some bhakti related. Second thing, don't compare. If you compare, you'll ruin your days, 1, 2 days. Third thing, don't criticize. Don't complain also. These are all tricks of the Maya to ruin your day. That's what I can tell.
Okay, I want to clarify something. Just want to clarify something that since we are connected with pure bhakti and Sri Prabhupada's mercy, often we hear and see this comparison drawn between highest is Guru Vrindavan, and as you often say in the class, very nicely that desiredly, definitely not, So, one can draw this conclusion also about Dhruva Maharaj not attaining Braja Bhakti, so to speak, and just going to Vaikuntha planet, because his guru who awarded him the shloka, he could only go up to like Narayan, or only by becoming Naradiya Gopi he could attain the audience of Krishna.
What is the question?
So question is that the reason why he was not awarded Braj Bhakti, or we don't know what is next in store for Dhruva Maharaj, right?
These topics
We don't have to worry about that.
These topics are beyond my thing. Let me tell you.
I know.
Krishna is listening, Prabhupada is listening.
Yeah, so I just wanted to reiterate that we really don't need to be so concerned about
True.
who attains what. Ultimately, Vaikuntha and going out of birth, that old age disease cycle, and having Krishna Bhakti or Vishnu Bhakti is more important than what is our Swarup and where we are reaching, and where others have reached.
One time, unfortunately, that sannyasi has developed problems. I asked the same question. Maharaj, Madhavendra Puri is Kalparuksha, is like seed of love. Maharaj is only Kalparuksha. Only they said. And there are so many people, he asked me, why do you have so much false ego? He asked me. Directly said, why you have so much ego? Because we have these conceptions. What is the topmost? Golokunda. Gopi Madhuri. In that also, Parke only. You know what is it? Varsana only. Now what is it? Yavat only. Because we read all these books here and there. You know? So, but did you come to Mangalarti? I couldn't get up. So aspirations are very lofty. But that's why Prabhupada said, Prabhupada, what is the difference between Golok and Vaikuntha? Prabhupada said, for you both are same because right now your mind is in Los Angeles. Prabhupada said your mind is in America. So, I mean, these are like very advanced topics, rather than, going there first. Actually, Gaurav made one nice point. If you want to travel, if you want to reach a destination, you can, simple ambassador is enough. And actually, you're speaking about Radharani, you don't need AC car. You don't need AC car. But then he said, even first thing, any car you have, first make sure your tires have air in that. Even if it's AC car, there is no air. Hawa nahi to kidhar jayenge ab? Right? So, and he told 4 points for that. And they're really touching us. Radharan is very highest state, actually. Zenith of perfection. But we are good, we are fortunate with Srila Prabhupada's grace. We are able to, But of course, Chaitanya Charitamrita says that is, that's why Lord Chaitanya came to give Raga Bhakti, no doubt. But we all have our own Swarupa. That Swarupa, if you continue, eventually you'll attain it. Krishna in Mathura, Krishna in Dwarka, Krishna in Vrindavan. It is said sweeter, sweetest. And Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan, it's written perfect, more perfect, most perfect. It's perfect only. So, but if we are, problem is we are in this dual world, duality. We are so much used to it till yesterday it's cold, today it's little good. So in the duality, you cannot experience the state of that spirituality. Always we are in dual nature. So Bhadra, that verse is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So then let us not delve into those topics where we have nothing. Now we will bring, after he became Nardi Gopi, he gave this mantra. That's it's unending actually. Please forgive me, that's why I said I don't have qualification. Vanchakal Taraskrivas and the beach, Pattanam Pavanam Vishnu. Anandavadu Vishnu